Are you celebrating No Nut November, Chris?
Am I celebrating No Nut November? Personally, no. No, I have way too much testosterone for that. I'm not gonna hold you. I be in the gym way too much to celebrate No Nut November.
Well, they say that, honestly, they say that helps for the gym. They say that not busting a nut keeps all that built up, and that it helps you, like, stay on top of your shit.
You know who say that? Fucking losers. Losers say that shit, alright?
Joey Badass, he doesn't nut.
Is Joey Badass lifting 315? No, he's not. So we'll be taking no advice from Joey Badass.
So lifting weights makes you want to nut more.
Yes.
Because you've made this point.
Yes.
And I never had the knowledge to refute it.
Yeah.
But for the sake of conversation,
yeah, man.
I'm gonna refute it.
Yeah.
I don't think nutting helps you work out, and I have no fucking proof of this, but
yeah, of course,
just to play the devil's advocate, I mean, like, if you look at boxers,
yeah, of course,
if you look at MMA fighters, when they're getting ready for a fight, they don't bust nuts. They're told not to.
We don't know that. We don't know.
They're instructed not to.
They're told not to. All right, but listen, Money Mayweather is told a lot of different things. All right, he's told a lot of different. Does he necessarily listen? No. All right, that's one thing that we do know about boxers like Money Mayweather. He does not listen at all.
So what makes you want to nut more because you lift more weights?
Well, what makes me want to nut more is just the fact that because I'm working out, my testosterone is higher. That's the thing. Working out does boost your testosterone. It's a natural way to boost your testosterone. That is something that is scientifically proven.
But I don't lift weights, and I want to nut 10 times a day.
Yes, you are an addict.
But like, I don't get. So what is do I just naturally have a lot of testosterone, or what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, look at your hair. Yeah, testosterone production, your hair, man. Look at it. Look how thick and beautiful your hair is.
Well, what is that? I'm gonna let you gas my ego up.
Yes, of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course. And that comes into it. Healthy hair growth, right into play with testosterone.
Really?
Man. And yes, of course.
I didn't know that.
Yes, man. Yes.
So is that why my hair grows better than like some women?
Yes. Well, yes, and that's why some women have a thicker mustache than you. And an abnormally giant, bean.
I don't get it. So wait, what makes? All right, I'm so lost. I did not know that. Where's my testosterone coming from?
Your testosterone is coming from your trauma, right? You've been in so many traumatic situations that you are constantly in fight mode. All right,
you might have a point.
Yeah,
I'm gonna share something here.
Yeah,
I had hair on my nuts at 9 years old.
Exactly.
I had hair on my nuts at 9 years old. I remember going to the doctor. The doctor checking my shit out and telling my mom at 9, yo, your son is going through puberty. And she was like, what? He was like, yeah. She was like, you mean? He said, yeah. And yo, my mom started dying laughing for the whole shit. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, yo, come on, son.
Come on, son. I got one hair, bro. You can be laughing at my one hair.
No. I had a bush at 9 years old.
You had a bush?
I had a bush at 9 years old.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is what happens when you're constantly in fight or flight mode. Like
that makes so much sense. I'm like, why the fuck why did I have a bush at 9?
Told you. It's the trauma, baby. It's the trauma. Nothing makes you more into a man like PTSD.
I didn't know this, bro. Wow. See, this is first of the month, man.
First of the month, man.
Educational. We teach you what the fuck you need to know. If you want to know about where to get, you know what I'm saying, prostitutes, fucking good weed, a nice fight, some good dangerous food. You know what I'm saying? You want to know how to get your palm read in a Harlem back alley and where that back alley is? Come the first of the month. You know what I'm saying? You want to learn math, we ain't got you.
Nope.
But if you want to learn, you know what I'm saying?
If you want to learn how to add up a brick,
we got you, man.
Oh man.
Break it down into ounces. It's easier after that. Serious.
Oh man, we've had an exciting month, man. We've had an exciting. I'm glad that we're settling down and we're being able to do this because we've had an exciting October, man. And what made October so exciting? Want to wait or?
Nah, just keep going.
All right. And what made October so delightfully exciting, right, is the fact that we took our talents to the world's biggest adult expo, Exotica. So Exotica.
We in celebration of No Nut November.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna give you this vlog full of porn stars, full of booty, and good luck not nutting because we're gonna nut. So check it out. That was nice.
This is Chris Comedy NY coming in from First of the Month podcast, and we're here in Exotica, New Jersey. Whole lot of beauty, whole lot of women, whole lot of ass. Let's go. There's so much ass. I am so happy I could cry right now. Oh my goodness. I don't know if this is consensual, but I'm gonna count it. I've never been into bestiality, but you know, fuck it. If she has a tail, I want some tail. And as you can see here at Exotica, there's really no judgment. You kind of have to love it. You kind of have to embrace it. Every type of kink, every type of fetish, every type of everything is here for you. If you're the type of person that just likes dealing with the nasty like myself, then you're in the right location. Oh, and you can get a massage here? Jeez, I might have to invest in that. I'm not gonna hold you. If Frank could get one, why not me?
It's Frank motherfucking Mucus with the First of the Month show, and we here at Exotica, New Jersey, and I'm trying not to run into any of my baby moms, but most likely it's gonna happen. Are you my baby mom? I need my back cracked, alright? I've been carrying the city on my back for so many years that I could use a little back cracking. Oh, alright, that's enough. She gonna kill me. I'm not finished. Help me. It ain't gonna work. Let's do it. Oh, there we go. Frank motherfucking Mucus. Alright, I can't breathe. Whew. I can't lie. I feel rejuvenated.
Well, I am Asian, so I do specialize in foreign massages.
Really?
I can literally break your back.
Fatality.
There's so much going on, you don't really have to wait for anything. I mean, you could see your favorite star walking right in front of you, and you can reach out and say hi. Don't be a creep. Alright, don't just reach out and touch. It's soft. I checked. This is Chris Comedy with First of the Month, and we are here with the lovely
Reese's Pieces.
And Reese's Pieces. Oh my goodness. I'm allergic to peanut butter, but never to you. Never. Do you, but by perchance, do you watch a lot of anime, a lot of hentai?
I watch anime porn, yes.
Because as soon as a girl starts talking about tentacles, I'm like, I know what part of you porn is for you, and it's all animated. That's beautiful, though. I can't listen. A girl who's not afraid or ashamed to say that she loves hentai.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Sci-fi porn.
Is this your real hair?
Yes, this is my real hair.
Wow, very nice.
You never seen a black guy with hair like this, haven't you? Yeah, feel it. Go ahead.
It's like very nice, very straight. Like it's like soft. Oh, I like it.
Let them know.
It's real. It's not a wig.
Is this your first Exotica?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Seriously?
Yeah, it won't be my last, though.
Did you come in here with any expectations? Like, did you think this?
No, none at all.
None at all.
Nope.
And how's it treating you so far?
I'm loving it. I'll be real with you, I'm loving it. I came in here with a blank slate, and I'm like, I fucks with it.
What's the thing that surprised you the most? Because I feel like a lot of people in here probably know you way more.
That part.
Exactly,
So many
because
people walked up to me like, oh my God, I just beat my dick to you.
a little informal. We came up with, hey, how you doing? We love your work, but
Yeah, it's there. I've heard it quite a few times already.
I find it weird. I watch a lot of porn, right? What's up with all this, like, stepsister, stepdad porn shit? What's going on with that? Like, come on, we gotta know. Like, keep it real. Why? What's going on?
It's taboo. It's a kink. A lot of people deep down inside have that kink. They just don't admit it. But a lot of people wonder, like, ooh, I might want to fuck my stepbrother. Not me, but, you know, some people want to do that. And I don't kink shame. Do your thing. But it's popular, you know.
Shit is weird, B. Now they have, like, penis implants. But you know the messed up part about the penis implant is you can... Implants, it's just, you can only go thicker. You can't go longer. So a dude is going to have, like, a $50 dick. It's going to be, like, mad short and mad fat. Like, have you seen a penis implant yet? Or?
No, I haven't. Have you?
No. I don't plan on it either.
How do you know? know about that.
We cover a lot of things on this podcast, you know.
I love that.
We're gonna post you on there. One of our last interviews did 300,000 views on Instagram, so
Amazing.
we're thinking you're gonna get us to our first million.
Oh my God, I would love that.
I think you will. You look better than the guy that got us to 250,000.
Wow, I wonder what you guys are talking about there.
The Kardashians. We actually could ask you the same question if you want. There's the Kardashian curse is a conspiracy theory that's going around that every man that dates the Kardashians is cursed after that. Do you believe that?
I think maybe, yeah.
Proof's pretty much in the pudding, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You can tell who knows how to fuck by the way they dance. That is true.
Honestly, I believe that. I believe that a lot. You know, that's why I've been working on my salsa game a little bit. You know, I've been working on my bachata a little bit, you know, because I need some kind of rhythm.
Have you ever had the crippler cock face?
What's that?
I just made that up.
Oh my God, I don't know about that.
If we had sex and I cried after, would you hold me? Or
No.
all right.
This is first of the month. It's the first of the month show.
First of the month show.
First of the month show.
So what's up, guys? It's Gia Lovely, and I'm here with First of the Month show. And it's definitely not the first of the month, but that's okay.
That was fun.
Beautiful, beautiful time. I can't imagine a time with more booty other than heaven. Or, no, heaven.
You think heaven got like mad bitches?
I think heaven has just enough bitches.
What was your favorite part of Exotica, Chris?
My favorite part of Exotica, other than talking to the many numerous beautiful ladies, obviously, but my favorite part, I'd have to say, is the variety of stuff that they had there. I mean, when you look around the whole place, it's just filled with stuff. It's just filled with little. You honestly feel like it's like an adult Toys R Us. Honestly,
Yes.
it really is crazy. You know, you got flogging over here and stuff that you can buy. You got the toys in the back. You know, you got the random. There was a game, right, where it was like Flappy Bird, but it was like connected to like a Sybian, which is essentially a giant motorized vibrator for women, and girls were sitting down and trying to play it, and then some of the girls were manipulating the game and just pressing the hell out of the screen to just turn it up to the highest intensity.
Yeah, because the more you touch it, the more the vibration
so essentially
goes.
the further you get into the game, the harder it is to play the game, right?
Yeah, because the vibration keeps going.
And it was just a fun time. I mean, we spoke to Katie Morgan. You know?
So my real niggas out there, y'all know who Katie Morgan is, man. We all was little watching that HBO shit, man. She was there, you know.
What was it? Was it Pornocopia or something like that?
No, it wasn't Pornocopia. It was damn, I forget the name of it. But Pornocopia was dope. I remember Pornocopia. I can't remember I think it was Up Late with Katie Morgan or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was named after her. Yeah.
When I walked into Exotica, bro.
Yeah, what's up?
First thing that fucked me up, right? Because I used to work at Rent-A-Center, and if you've been in any furniture store, it's set up like a maze, because they don't want you to be able to walk straight past anything. They want you to have to go in a zigzag.
Yes.
So everything is set up in like an X. You know, all right, this here, this here, this here. They try not to give you like straight lanes. They want you to go through it like that, so you have to see everything. And that's different when you're looking at furniture, because we've all seen couches. But
or if you've been to IKEA.
Or if you've been to, any furniture store.
Yeah.
But when you're seeing the wildest fetishes that you've ever seen be acted out in front of you in a maze, it just fucks your head up. And honestly, I was dizzy by the time we got halfway through the shit. And it's the first second we walked in there, remember, we saw Rob Van Dam, which my wrestling fans out there, y'all real niggas know who Rob Van Dam is. The whole fucking show.
The whole fucking show,
So
man.
that shit fucked me up, because before I could even get to the rest of this craziness, I gotta go tell this motherfucker. You know what's cool about Rob Van Dam? Ironically, anybody that doesn't know anybody that knows Frank Lucas knows I'm a big wrestling fan. This was not my first time meeting Rob Van Dam. I met him at the Palisades Mall in around 2006, and I've seen him wrestle live a few times. I remember the first thing that threw me off about Rob Van Dam when I met him, because on TV he looks like he's smaller than the rest of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
That's a big dude, and you know what's funny? That motherfucker's head is huge.
Well,
bro.
you know what the interesting is, and it's funny that you said it, because when I seen Rob Van Dam, I definitely thought that he would have been taller, right?
Yeah.
But I was surprised by how wide he was and how built he actually was. Like, this is a guy who's obviously done martial arts fighting for most of his life, if not all of his life, because he had the build of a fighter. But I will say, and shout out to Rob Van Dam, dude did seem high.
Oh, he was high as fuck. He was there selling his CBD and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking, yo, we gave him a fist bump. Just the fist bump, that shit hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what's dope about Rob Van Dam, though, is like, you could tell, like, he lives in the moment. Like, he absorbs everything. Because I was like, I saw you in Poughkeepsie. He cuts me up, Mid-Hudson Civic Center. I'm like, yeah, I didn't even remember the name of the venue. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope. And then, yeah, it was just crazy. There was fucking so much shit that we could only get but so much of it in the vlog. You know?
The vlog, honestly, yeah, it was kind of crazy. There were beds everywhere. There was a bed. There was a lot more, and I'm glad, because, you know, this is definitely becoming more of a tri-state thing. But I'm glad that there were so many more just weed vendors. There was a ton of weed vendors there. A lot of weed vendors. And, you know, it's funny enough, I actually did some investigating. I think the day before, on Friday, it's funny too, because when we pulled up, there was an ambulance there. Someone was getting taken out, whatever. We don't know exactly the details of it, but it's funny. I was doing my research on Twitter. Apparently on the first day of Exotica, someone was taken out because they were too high or something. Like, I'd heard that someone said that they were giving out things that were laced. I don't think people were giving out things that were laced. I think that there was a lot of weed there, and people always underestimate edibles.
That's the thing about, like, weed becoming legal now. It's like, I've noticed all, like, the non-weed smokers, like the people that are just, like, very casual, are always like, well, get an edible. And I'm like, no, you don't want to go with the edible.
No, just go with a joint. Like,
you know, it looks so enticing because it's like, oh, food, but, like,
delicious,
that shit fucks you up. I think that is, like, one of the biggest dangers of, like, the weed being legal thing. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I worry because, like, you know, as a person that has kids, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can totally see my kid getting, like alcohol is different, right? Yes. Because, yeah, you could drink past your limit, you could fuck yourself up, but you kind of know where you're at as you're drinking alcohol. Yeah. Whereas, like, with edibles, it's like I could see an amateur taking a couple and then that shit just fucking them up. Like, that shit concerns me because it's such an accessible thing and it's made so, like, oh, hey, come take it. But it's like, bro, them shits fuck you up.
That and the whole process of just how they make the distillates and everything, like these distilled, just like THC liquid, is very different. Like alcohol, when you think about like one of the oldest things, like motherfuckers have been drinking alcohol since the pyramids. Like motherfuckers were drinking mead and wine. Like these are things that have been made for a long time. So it's like, there's so much more just experience in terms of making these things and making them good and making them so like these things won't just mess you up. Like you can go to PA in the countryside and get some moonshine from Billie Jean, you know, some shit that'll really blind you, but you really gotta look for those type of things. And I feel like because THC and weed and all these things are so new, it's kind of like the Wild Wild West out here. Like you don't really know. I will say this, I have started seeing it is getting better because one of my boys, they had a shroom bar. And on the shroom bar, it actually gives you directions, right? Which is great. They give you directions. Hey, if you want to microdose, this is you eat this much. If you want to, you know, kind of get this way, eat this much. If you want to see walls melt, eat this much. And I think that that's important because with alcohol, it's not really, you don't really need to put directions on it because honestly, and this is the good thing about like, with alcohol, it's either you like something or you really don't. There's a lot of people who don't like vodka. There's a lot of people who don't like gin. There's a lot of people who don't like rum for whatever reason. And you kind of find your thing. And once you find your thing in alcohol, it makes it easier for you to just chill with that thing. Yeah. And then monitor that thing, drink that thing. You know how that thing affects you. We're not really there yet.
Well, especially not in New York in the tri-state area.
No.
Like, because here's the thing, right? Like, I don't want to be a hater. Right?
Of course not.
Like, I do understand how, like, fucking biased and how like controlled and how exclusive the legal weed game is, in the sense of like it's really hard for the people that have been doing this for a long time, as far as like smoking and selling on the black market, to get their foot in legally. But one thing I will say that I liked about California is that there's so much regulation. Everything is tested to the point where it's really like they can tell you exactly what you're getting when you're getting it. Compared to like in New York, it's kind of like a guessing game. So as like a fucking as a entrepreneur, I respect and I'm happy that there's like, you know, a lane open. But as a consumer, you know, I like it better in California because it's like this. It's like, yo, check it out. I want to know exactly what I'm getting. It's kind of like, you know what I say, like buying weed in like New York and New Jersey and shit like that is, or just buying weed off the street. It's like, imagine you had a headache, right? And I had a fucking jar of pills. One's Benadryl, one's Advil, one's Tylenol, one's NyQuil, one's Dayquil. And you're like, yo, I got a headache. And I'm like, yo, take one. And you're just like, well, which one is which? I don't know. And you just reach in and take one. It's like, you know, you may have shit to do and now you take the NyQuil. Yeah. Or you may, like...
You might accidentally mess up and take the Benadryl.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I like knowing what I'm going to get. I mean, we were even at a party where they had, like, edibles out, and they had a little jar. And the jar said 300 milligrams. But it was like M&Ms. And they're like, well, or it was like candies. And they're like, well...
Are they all 300 milligrams? How many per... To get the 300 milligrams, are they all 30? And you eat 10? It's 10 milligrams? Because it's like a person can eat a whole handful of M&Ms. Like, that's not out of the imagination. So yeah, no, I definitely understand where you get that.
I mean, I even remember when you made edibles one time. You made edibles 420.
Yep.
I ate so many of them that you cut me off at one
point. I did.
Bro, I was walking home from leaving up by your spot. I literally only remember walking down the hill and then waking up the next day because I ate so many of them.
I told him not to. That's part of the reason why I cut him off. I'm like, listen, I understand that these are great, they taste great, whatever, but you are gonna be messed up. And sure enough, he was messed up. Sure enough, everyone that I'd given them to were messed up. My mom was messed up. My cousin was messed up. Everybody was messed up that I sold it to. Now, I'm going to be honest. When I first did that, I was, 16, 17 years old. It's probably the first time I had ever did it. I didn't even understand measuring milligrams and all that other. I just wanted to make good tasting weed brownies. That was the point. But you know, as you get more into it, you start to realize that, okay, if I want, let's say I slice this, you start getting better with the math and you start being like, all right, well, I want to make 24 pieces and I would ideally want this many. So it makes it easier kind of when you do it like that. Unfortunately, you know, there's always going to be some mishaps there, you know. It's not perfect. Well, it is when you have the money and the whole shebang bang, you know, when you have the whole setup. But when you're just doing it by yourself, yeah, it's just a process. It's just an experimental process, man.
I just thought Exotica was crazy by like everybody in there kind of like set up their own rules. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we were going up to certain people and it's like, yo, it's $40 for a picture, and it's like, well, we want to do an interview, and they're like, oh, I'll do the interview, and it's like, this is kind of like, what? I don't get it. Like, it's kind of, you know, it was weird. So
I think it's because a lot of guys have, and this is kind of obvious coming from where we were just at in Exotica. A lot of the guys that are coming up definitely have like certain fetishes. So it's like, yo, how much? Because you know, you have to kind of set that kind of barrier where it's like, because one person will just come up to you and be like, hey, let me get a picture, right? And then you know, you do a picture, but then another dude will come up and be like, hey, can I get a picture with your tits out? And it's like, all right, well, what is my base price? Yeah. And then another guy's just like, all right, I want a picture, but like you stepping on me barefoot, like. Yeah. Yeah. So it, like, at that point, I understand why they started doing that, because as we're walking around, we're seeing a lot of these dudes getting into these weird stances, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, that's why they have that set price of, yo, $40 for this, $80 for this, $100 for that. Like,
and you really see, like, how many people are, like you could tell the level of popularity per porn star, or like who's the up and comer based on the line that would be there. Like, there were some lines there that were fucking long as hell, and you realize this is all to meet fucking Violet Myers. Like,
I was about to say, I gotta give it to Violet Myers. It's very impressive line, had an all the way back. Sarah J, she had a bit of a line behind her. A lot of these girls, and you know what made it even cool, right? So it's like, not all of the girls there necessarily had their own individual booth. They were there as a part of a production company or whatever. So a lot of those girls were a lot more accessible. They were easier to talk to. They were easier to just kind of walk up on, not in a creepy way, because like I said, you motherfuckers be creepy, all right? And a lot of girls was complaining about that. I read, this is the funny part, I went to Twitter afterwards, and a lot of dudes were, and a lot of dudes were.
Oh no, let me hear. What happened on Twitter afterwards? What was the consensus?
A lot of dudes were, it's funny, because a lot of girls were just complaining about just like, excuse me, like, I didn't allow you to touch me. And that's one thing, right? That's one thing that I wanted to make sure, especially when it came to, because I think a lot of guys kind of have it in their mind, right, that aren't good with girls. They're just like, well, they're porn stars and they show their tits and ass, so it should be okay for me to just touch their tits and ass. And it's like, yo, can you and I think that came up in the Reese's Pieces interview too. I was just like, can you come up and say hi? Can you come up and say hi, introduce yourself, you know, just establish a little bit of rapport, like just a little bit, just like, hey, like, I really enjoy you as an entertainer. I'm a big fan, you know. How was your time here so far? Yeah, like, before you even go for the let me touch your breasts, like, because chances are if they're cool with you, they'll let you touch it anyway.
Yeah, it was kind of like a strip club feel a little bit. You know what I mean? And
but way friendlier.
And it's like, yo, I mean, it's crazy because, like, if you are, you know, indulging in activities with yourself to this person's content, and then you get to feel them in real life, and then I could imagine, like, you're gonna go right home and double down and check it out. So I could see why they would have incentive to be like, yeah, feel it, because you're just gonna go home and double down. And that was one thing Reese said. She's like, yo, the thing that freaks me out is how many people in one room are walking up to me and be like, yo, I was just beating my dick to you. Now it's like, you know, to have somebody I've had people come to me like, yo, I just watched your podcast, or yo, I just heard your song. I've never had a woman come to me and be like, yo, I just masturbated to you. That's gotta be kind of strange.
I've heard that, actually.
Really?
It's not fun. It's not as flattering as you think it is.
Word, this happened to you?
Yeah, this has happened to me. Like, where I've talked to a girl, right? Like, I'll hit a girl up that I haven't spoke to in maybe a couple of months or whatever, and she was just like, oh, I was just thinking about you. I was just touching myself to you. I'm like, that's not very flattering. Like, really? Yeah, it's not really flattering, because it's like, I don't know what I'm doing in that scenario. That's really what it is. Like, what position do I play in that scenario? Like, am I even myself?
You're like, you know, you're spreading your asshole in my mind when I'm.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of uncomfortable. Like, I only like people thinking of me contextually when I'm in front of them. I don't like. Maybe it's just because I'm weird like that. Honestly.
Was there anything you didn't like about Exotica?
Anything that I didn't like about Exotica? Now that I think about it, I think that the food could have been a little better. I was just about to say, I didn't like the food. The food could have been a little better. I mean, considering where we were at, I can't be surprised. The food definitely could have a little been better. And then on top of that, it's just like, yo, it's like, they're still porn stars. They're still people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they deserve at least some decent food, some decent catering.
That's the thing that, like, if I was a porn star, right?
Yeah.
I would kind of be upset that I got to go eat food in the same place where everybody else is eating food. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm dressed up a certain way. And now I got to go stand online and wait for fucking chicken fingers with my ass out. You know what I mean? And I think we could have used a little less weed vendors. Yeah. A little more food vendors. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Like, a little less weed vendors, a little more food vendors. Definitely. And it's like, yo, it's a fucking porn expo. Have some funner foods. Have some cotton candy. Have some, you know what I'm saying, some things that are a little more like, don't just have dick-shaped lollipops. Yeah. Because as a man... Or
dick-shaped just foods in general, because at the same time, it's just like, first off, all right, we get it. There's a lot of dick-shaped foods, and there's a lot of dick-shaped everything. Like, we get it. But the same thing, like, I want something shaped like... I'd like a brownie shaped like a vagina.
I'll take a vagina-shaped omelet.
You know
what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'll take some vagina. Are there any good vagina-shaped foods, like...
Other than vagina, no. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't seen anything, and you know what it is? Like, there probably is, but like, you got to go on Instagram and you got to go to these chicks that are really into the details and stuff. They're willing to add like they make their own filling, right? And then just spread it on, and then they'll make a little pink little clip, boop, and then they'll surround it with filling hair. Like, you'd have to go on there. Unfortunately, at this stuff, at places like these, it's just easier to have a bunch of dick flavored just lollipops.
Well, you know what they
and
could have
candies
done? I
and
forget the
confections.
official name for it, but like, I did a shoot one time where we had naked girls covered in sushi. And it's
yes.
like, that would have been nice if you had a bunch of naked girls laid out, sushi on them. You could eat it off them. Like,
I think that, see, at that point it becomes a bit of just a food safety issue, right?
Got it.
Because the difference is just like there was only one person indulging in that. All right.
Well, the convention center, they probably make their money off the food too. They probably keep people employed there. But
exactly.
even then, like,
I mean,
they the one stand that they had in there that was like not permanent was like an empanada stand. I don't want empanadas at a fucking porn convention. I'm sorry, I just don't.
yeah, I feel like that's just, I don't know, like that's a little much. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these girls are going to do anal later. They don't need the filling of a breaded empanada. That's a little much. All right, they need salad. Something fibrous, pass through the ceiling.
Bar,
yeah, they could, exactly. I would have did a nice salad bar. I would have did a nice Caesar salad. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably hard to get sponsors that
definitely.
are like outside of the porn realm. You know what I'm saying, for shit like that. But
Definitely.
But
would you do it again? Would you do
yeah, I would do it again, especially for content. Yes, I would do it again. I could see how going there without getting content could be a little much. It's a little out the way. But it was funny. We actually, some people noticed us. Some people that are, I don't even want to call them fans. They're homies, but they also check out the podcast.
Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all.
And they shouted us out. So they were just there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it. There was a lot of couples there too.
I know, and that's what kind of fascinated me too. I kind of felt a little bit envious there. It's just like, wow, like these are some kinky couples out here. Instead of letting things, I will say a lot of these couples weren't necessarily young couples. We did see a couple of young couples, but the majority of these couples look maybe mid 30s and upwards. Like, you weren't seeing a lot of young 25-year-old couples there. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be more of a raw deal for a younger couple. That's definitely more mature couple. There's plenty of mature couples. There's definitely couples that were vendors too.
You know what's funny is like the people that were just walking around like like barely dressed. There was a weird element of like, you don't want to assume that they're porn stars. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember we were asking this one couple, like, hey, what's this setup about? And they're like, we're not working here. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of feel like, is that insulting to ask you? But you know how you're dressed,
Yeah, exactly.
What else we got to look forward about in November before we go back to October and sum up what happened from the 1st of October to the 1st of this month? I mean, we got Thanksgiving coming up.
Yeah, we definitely do have Thanksgiving coming up. And Thanksgiving is a great time. All right, it's a great time, but Thanksgiving is also a very awkward time. And why is Thanksgiving such an awkward time?
Well, it's awkward now. It's awkward these days. I feel like it's more awkward now than it was in the past.
No, definitely. Because you know what the thing that makes November so much more awkward now? It's just
Thanksgiving more awkward now?
Well, I'm sorry, yes. You know what makes Thanksgiving so much more awkward now? It's just the fact that everybody has like
an agenda, a political
agenda.
agenda.
Yeah, everybody has these weird political ideas that they feel like they need to just get shouted out at Thanksgiving dinner. And to me, it's the weirdest thing, right? Because then those same people end up setting up fucking Friendsgivings. That's a new thing, right? Friendsgivings, because your family don't want to deal with your shit no more. So they don't invite you no more. So now you got to do it with your friends that also got the same weird political opinions and shit.
Because, I mean, a few years ago, it used to be like, oh, what's going on in the media? You could talk about fucking, I don't know, like normal shit that's going on. Like,
exactly.
Like, hey, are you on Facebook now? Like, when that was a new thing. And, like, now it's like, well, how do you feel about Ukraine and Russia? Or how do you feel about fucking the racial climate? Like, do you want to defund the police? Like, there's no casual topics anymore. Everything is so high fucking stakes, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you at Thanksgiving and you there's a now there's a lot of biracial couples that come from different backgrounds. Due to the internet, you're not really meeting people that are just in your circle. And now it's time for you and your fucking uncle who grew up during Vietnam to talk about, the fucking political war climate, you know, and then fucking Ukraine and Russia comes up, it's like, yo, that shit'll get spicy. Or if like, you know, or if you from the hood, you know what I'm saying, where everybody, 30% of this Thanksgiving dinner just came home. And it's time to talk about bail reform. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that going to go down? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like right now, like, this is going to be a crazy fucking Thanksgiving because it's like we're possibly going into World War III. Like, what the fuck is going on in the world? Like, I keep hearing that, like, Putin's aiming fucking nuclear weapons. Fucking America might get involved. Like, I don't really follow the news as much as you do. Like, what's going on with that?
I mean,
whole shit?
unfortunately, it seems just like more and more every day that America is kind of, it's like we're trying to do the same thing that niggas did in Iraq, right? In terms of like, hey, instead of de-escalating the situation, how can we make this situation kind of like as nebulous as possible so we can continue spending money and sending money to a bunch of motherfuckers that really don't need it all that much, or even if they do need it, they need it only because of the fact that they're fighting a war that they can't win.
Well, I got a different impression of it, and I'm probably ignorantly wrong. But aren't we like supposed to ride for Ukraine? Like, aren't we part of the same set, so to speak? Like, that whole NATO and shit like that set up, like, to me, like, I'm from the hood. Yeah. I'm allegedly from, I'm familiar with gang culture, right? Yes. And it's like, all right, you know what it's like? Yeah. With, like we had the same set, right? Yeah. Or we rep the same shit. Like, our gangs get along. And your gang gets into beef with niggas that we really not trying to go to war with. Fact. Niggas that we've had smoke with in the past, you know what I'm saying? And then nobody died yet, you know what I'm saying? But it's been a Cold War, like, forever, you know what I'm saying? Even with Brittany Griner is her name, like, even that, like, Trump, there's always been that tension there between, like, the U.S. and Russia. And we've been able to keep shit, like, really cool. Like, not really cool, but, like, we've been able to, cool enough. Yeah. And then now your mans is beefing with that nigga. Yeah. And you kind of sitting back like, I'm happy it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Facts. But your mans is looking at you like, well, bro, the reason we even joined in these gangs like that is because we supposed to have each other back. And it's like, you know, shit is getting sticky. Yeah. So, like, is you going to ride? Because I feel like we really don't want to ride. Yeah. Or am I wrong?
Well, no. Here's the thing, and this is the most interesting thing, right? So it's like Ukraine isn't actually officially in NATO, and as a matter of fact, right? And this is, I believe, after World War II, like a whole like deal that was set up between Russia and America, where essentially we're just like, all right, listen, we're gonna let Ukraine rock, right? We're gonna let Ukraine rock, but you NATO niggas, you don't come nowhere near here, because once you start coming here, like once you start coming in this area, we gonna take that personally. We're gonna start taking that personally. And what happened, right? NATO is suddenly trying to encroach upon Ukraine. Hey, Ukraine, why don't you join us? Like, you know, just in case shit doesn't go too bad for you. Now, if you Russia, you looking at America like, nigga, you know damn well that part of our deal years ago was that you don't try to you don't talk to Ukraine. You don't talk to my bitch. You don't talk to my bitch. You don't, even if she's not my bitch, you don't talk to her.
Even if I'm beating her.
Even if I'm beating her, right? Chernobyl style. You don't talk to this bitch. You don't talk to her. You don't look to her. She'll be fine, all right? But if you start getting involved, the bitch ain't gonna be fine no more, all right? Because I would rather take this bitch over than let you have access to her.
And the bitch is looking at you like, but what about that time? Like, remember when we had fucking Friendsgiving? Like, like I thought we had something outside of this. Like, you know, like, you know, you're friends with my brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just gonna let this nigga beat me? Like, or like, and USA, my brother died. You know what I'm saying? If he was here, you'd have rode for him.
And the USA refuses to look pussy. Right, that's our country's problem. We refuse to look pussy, and in the face of insurmountable odds, like we refuse to look pussy to the point where we have an old man talking shit online that can't even ride a bike. I'm sorry, but no one is riding behind Joe Biden. Yeah. No, that's the main problem. Like, you're not gonna be able. Let's say niggas went to war tomorrow. Right? And this is my whole issue with us trying to get into this whole war thing. Let's say that niggas declare war tomorrow. Joe Biden does not inspire nearly enough niggas to join a draft, right? That that it would even end well. It wouldn't end well. You might as well start sending drones and robots, nigga, because ain't nobody want to ride for you.
The war ain't even start yet, and our gas is getting fucked up. So I'm like, yo, bro, I don't want to see what this goes like. And where's China in all this? Is China riding with Russia?
China's definitely riding with Russia. China ain't fucking with us. China owns too much shit to fuck with us, technically. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm sorry, but yo, Ukraine, you might have to hold this down, my nigga. Like, yo, I'm sorry, bro. Like, shit is real. Shit is fucking real. Listen, man, and respect to Ukraine. I don't want to cause it, you know what I'm saying? I would hate to be in that position. But I'm saying, my nigga, like, yo, come on, B. Like.
My thing is this. Listen, my thing is this.
Because none of this have shit to do with niggas.
I was just about to break this down. This damn got nothing to do. There ain't no niggas in Ukraine. There's absolutely zero niggas in Ukraine. I'm sorry, Ukraine. I'm sorry that you are placed in an unfortunate circumstance where you pretty much either you got to fight or flight, and that's literally the choice that you motherfuckers. But respectfully, listen, my tax dollars can't be going to nobody where there ain't no niggas. There's no niggas in your country. There's none. Why would I want my tax dollars? No, bro.
I mean, the tax dollars can go wherever the fuck they want, because I ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's you. Going a lot of the tax dollars is already going places I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying?
I know. But that's a problem too.
But I'm not trying to deal with the stakes that's gonna come with us actually warring with these niggas. As far as like other shit getting fucked up, it's like, oh, come on, so it's hard enough for us to get ahead. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like we're getting into touchy ground here. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay a little bit away from. We're a fun podcast, but
of course.
I think we could kind of leave it at this. I don't want to get too deep into it.
No.
But I do enjoy the fact that we can break down war from a nigga's point of view. You know what I'm saying? Like pray for Ukraine. Don't get twisted. I'll wear the little bumpers. I'll put the bumper sticker on my shit.
Sticker on your shit?
Yeah, but listen, dog, like, I don't know, man.
I'm not.
Like,
see, here's my
free
thing.
Brittany Griner.
Yeah, my thing. I'm not into the whole Instagram activism shit, because it's like, It's like it's the same thing every time. It's like, all right, we're gonna change your profile pic. We're gonna make it black for a day. All right, we're not gonna buy Gucci for a day. We're not gonna buy this for a day. Like, I'm like, if you niggas is really about it, then really be about it. If not, just be quiet. Stop trying to seem like you're cool.
Yeah, because none of us know what happened to that Coney nigga. We
That's
all
what I'm
went
saying.
ham on Coney.
Joseph
I don't know
Coney.
what the
That's
fuck.
what I'm saying. Coney 2012, y'all. And then it turns out that the nigga who was doing it, the white dude who was doing it, was on drugs and was found streaking naked around the block. Like, bruh.
Yeah, let's get out of this. Politics is not for us. I'm sorry. Like, if it's not jokes, it's all right. So we not ready for no World War III, bro. Like, it's a dirty game now. Like, it's not fighting in the trenches. It's not, dropping bomb. Like, this shit is nuclear shit.
It's me filling your DMs with bots now. That's the new war. The new war is me and your DMs. Respectfully.
I'm cool with that. But this whole nuclear shit, like, bro, I don't know. But, like, listen, I'm not really, I think we can handle the smoke with Russia. I don't know if we can handle smoke against Russia and China. But let's get the fuck out of it. The first of the month is supposed to be funny. Let's get the fuck out of the fucking out of this war thing. Let's start looking back at October. Halloween, man. What did Halloween? And on my timeline, Halloween looked a little less hoish this Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Because Monday is tomorrow. We're shooting this a couple days early, but y'all not partying on Monday. Friday was the real Halloween for Thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like we all know Friday and Saturday, like, that was Halloween for Thoughts. Did your timeline look as thoughty as it usually looks on Halloween?
My timeline was pretty thoughty. I'm not gonna lie.
Mine wasn't that thoughty.
Only because
maybe that's growth in me.
Exactly, it is growth, because it means that you're getting rid of the thoughts, and I'm accumulating more. And my timeline was absolutely thoughty. Matter of fact, I have a theory, right? And humor my theory a little bit. I feel like Halloween is like the New Year's Eve for thoughts. Like, this is when they make all of their resolutions to not be a thought from November 1st all the way to maybe like the end of February. Like, that's where you're going to probably get the most loyalty.
That's where cupping season comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's where cupping season comes
Halloween in. Halloween is like the calendar's bachelorette party is what you're saying?
Pretty much, you know, because all of these girls, because I was talking to my boy at the gym today, and he was even mentioning, he's like, yeah, you know, I was talking to this girl, she started being all iffy and stuff around Halloween, and it's because, you know, she wanted to be able to be free and do it, and that's exactly my point. Like, if you are not in a actual committed relationship, don't try to set up nothing with no chick on no Halloween if she's single, because chances are she's gonna be out doing something thotty. Why? Because this is the most Halloween it's for kids and it's for grown ass women who want to be.
Well, they had it good this year. I'm not gonna lie, because they were able to have their cake and eat it too. They were actually, because you know what it is now, they can actually set it up as if they are good girls because Halloween's on a Monday. Yeah. So they get to be like, oh no, we could do Halloween together. You know, I don't really like, you know, doing the crazy stuff anyway. But Friday was the real Halloween. Yeah. Saturday was the real Halloween. Yep. So they're able to like have their cake and eat it too. It's like, look, I said I was going to do Halloween with you. I didn't say I was going to do the Friday before Halloween with you. You know
I didn't say I was going to do the Halloween events.
Like and I'm sucking dick through the screen mask on Friday. Like, I'm going to dress up like Freddy Krueger and Miss Incredible, and I'm gonna take some dick.
I'm going to help this man purge the semen from his ball. Word up, man. And can we just talk about like the outfits that y'all wear? Oh my God,
y'all listen, the same shit every year.
Cut it out. Thotty nurse, Thotty gypsy, Thotty everything, Thotty Buzz Lightyear. Thotty Woody.
I saw this one girl, bro. She was like, yo. She had like 2 different hairstyles, and then she actually wore the same outfit this year and said that it, like, put the thing out like, yo, did I do it better this year or that year? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, shorty, you can't even buy it. Like, that fucking Incredibles outfit smells like the throw up in Casamigos from last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that just smell like straight up Douce, baby.
And then they be partying in these spandex ass outfits. You know what I'm saying? To wear the same one 2 years in a row is gross.
That is wild.
Like, yo, the sweat. I can only imagine, my
God. The sweat, the stank that's built up in that. Oh my God. Yeah, man. I don't listen. I can't say nothing because like the way that women will make it seem, right? They'll make it seem like, oh, well, guys can be thoughts all the time. And it's just like, well, yeah, but there isn't like a holiday. In that way, there's no holiday. It's like every day I have to choose. If I gonna be a thought today or am I not gonna be a thought? Y'all at least have the choice.
The fact I don't even have to have a costume on to fuck you is crazy. I don't think about that. I don't even have to have a costume. You don't never hear niggas saying what they gonna be for Halloween.
Nope.
They just gonna fuck a girl that's dressed up in a Halloween outfit. Like, the standards is crazy. So
like, the standards is crazy.
And bro, you know what? I gotta give it up for them. You know, listen, I give it up where it's due because y'all really had it good this year. Yeah. Y'all don't have to leave your kids with Abuelita on Halloween. Like, you can go out, hoe it up in your outfit, and still be around to be a good mother on the Monday. Like, yo, bro, listen. And that's why I'm surprised that it wasn't like an alarming rate of wholeness going on.
You know, I mean, yeah, I gotta give it to the city girls this year. I mean, you know, it was a fuck nigga free summer. It's a hopeful Halloween.
There's gonna be a lot of babies born in July. I tell you that. There's gonna be a lot of babies born in July.
And a lot of fathers not claiming them.
You know what's funny though? Like, to sum up October is really easy this month because the whole fucking timeline has been Kanye West. Like, seriously, if you just go and look what happened in October, it's just Kanye and things that came from Kanye. Like, yes, I've never seen that motherfucker help people repurpose content.
Seriously.
Like, we know the game. You know what I'm saying? That nigga did one interview and was able to get mad. Like, and you know what? Like, son, that Drink Champs interview is the most legendary interview ever because the interview was the only thing that could outdo the tweet. When he tweeted that he was going to go DEFCON 5 on the Jews, it's like, I thought that was it. I thought that was the most we can get.
No.
Here comes fucking Drink Champs. You know what I'm saying? No. And I just want to say, I feel so bad for Noriega.
I do.
I feel so bad for Noriega because you know what it's like when your mans that's from the hood don't really know about all the shit that you saying, and he's just kind of letting you rock.
Yeah.
And you're just using the fact that you could go over his head vocabulary wise to get your shit off, and then he get dragged in with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that nigga Nori, he just sitting there drinking, smoking, just letting this nigga go off. This nigga's like, I don't know who the fuck. He don't even know who Candace Owens is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And then meanwhile, it's like, Kanye and you too, Nori. He's like, whoa, like I was just drinking, smoking Newports. Like what the fuck? I didn't do shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then that nigga had to go on an apology run.
Yeah, man. One thing I will say about the whole Kanye situation, right, is because I've been already talking to other people. People have been asking me how I feel about it. And I'm like, listen, Kanye has been saying crazy shit since the inception of his career. You can't really be surprised at this point. All right? He's probably one of the richest black men in the world. He gonna say some shit that a lot of people do not agree with, right? But at the same time, it makes me mad how quick are people to jump to an opinion about Kanye when they don't know what he's talking about, right? When Kanye's talking about these people in power, when he's talking about people like Lear Cohen, right? When he's talking about these people that Dame Dash has had a problem with for years, and people have had a problem with these people in power for years, because that's the problem. Like, a lot of people were like, well, we don't like the fact that he's talking about Jewish people. He's not talking about anybody specific. Even if Kanye did talk about someone specific, most of y'all don't know who Lear Cohen is, because most of y'all are very surface level hip hop fans. Y'all don't know who these people are. Y'all don't know who Dame Dash are. The majority of y'all don't know who Dame Dash are. The majority of y'all don't know that Jay-Z had a partner, right? That unfortunately, because of Lear Cohen, the person that Kanye's talking about, it led to the degradation of Rockefeller. Yeah. So that's the problem. A lot of people, even if Kanye was being specific, a lot of y'all wouldn't be able to follow it anyway.
But you know what though, and this is where I gotta spank Kanye at, because it's like, all right, even if he's talking, like, he should have talked about them specifically, right?
Yes.
And this is the thing, you can't make it a Jewish thing. You know why you can't make it a Jewish thing? Not just because it's wrong to do.
Yep.
But it's also because it's like, nigga, you can't talk about Jews when this is just a power thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna keep it 100, nigga.
Yep.
You do the same shit.
Yep.
Where GLC at?
Yep. Yep.
Where's
where's good music, man? What happened to good music, man? Push is the only one that made it out. It seems like, you know what I'm saying? What happened to Big Sean? What happened to Big Sean's career, man? What happened to 2 Chainz, man?
You act like you've been the most honorable nigga in your business. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I do like a little bit what's happening to Kanye, because here's the thing.
Yep.
Kanye West has so much influence. If you look at it, he's changed the way niggas have listened to music, the way people have dressed, and the way that people even wear their clothes, their shoes. Everything that he touches, he changes. So it's like, yo, somebody gotta check his power.
Yes.
Because it's almost like the Bill Burr joke where he was like, yo, bro, if you take Kanye West and make him and put him in the same position that Hitler was in with spewing some of this shit. Like, we've seen people in the past use their influence and their charisma to be able to get people to follow some bugged out shit. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So it's like, I know I'm using pretty, like, you know, bear with me here. You know, I don't mean to speak lightly of Hitler or compare Kanye to Hitler. But what I'm saying is I'm just using the worst case scenario.
Exactly.
And that people follow charisma before they follow logic.
That's
and
a fact.
I'm not trying to talk shit about Kanye. I'm not trying to talk shit about nobody, because honestly, I really don't give a fuck like that for me to slander anybody.
Yeah, all these people are way too rich for us to be giving a fuck about their problems.
But you know, you got to be careful with people that have that much charisma, because it's like, okay, I don't think that it's like they keep trying to make it seem like, oh, they're just cutting him off because he talked about Jewish people. No, they're cutting him off before he gets too powerful, because it's like, yo, you're so erratic at this point that you can lead, like the nigga has a school.
Oh yeah.
Like let's not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to check your own power. And if anything, this could kind of be taken as a compliment to Kanye. It's like, yo, son, sometimes you're always the last one to realize your own power. Yep. And it's like, he even said in one of his lines, like, they found bravery in my bravado. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you have to understand that you are an influential person. So with you saying certain things, you know what I'm saying? It isn't just what you're saying. It is reminiscent of a time when there was a very influential person who started saying things about Jewish people, about people that were not blonde hair, blue eyed people, and it did snowball. So they have to cut that from our.
And you do have to understand, we are at a weird point in time where everyone, whether it's Andrew Tate, whether it's Kanye, everyone's kind of lost right now.
Trump.
People are looking for anyone to guide them. Not everybody can be like me and Frank here. Like, not everyone can be these individualistic thinkers that can look at both sides and be like, yo, you are full of shit, you're full of shit, I'm gonna do my own thing, because following your way is not going to lead to anything positive. We got to kind of blaze our own trail.
Yeah.
A lot of people are followers. A lot of people don't have that kind of individualism where they're just like, nah, I think I should do my own thing. And that is one of the problems that I do have with him speaking the way he is speaking. Is like, you do have to understand that a lot of people do not have the ability to think for themselves in this society.
And that's why my problem ain't so much with Kanye. My problem is with you niggas for following Kanye. Like, here's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's fucked up that him saying certain things is getting so much taken away. But at the same time, it's like, why would y'all niggas look into this nigga for political views in the first place?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when it come to beats, the nigga got you.
Yeah.
When it come to good clothes, the nigga got you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why y'all took his words so much as law in the first place. And listen, man, I'm a big Kanye fan. I cried to Kanye West music many, many, many times. But the only thing that's taken away from this, from me as a Kanye fan, is that I'm realizing, like, even what it's coming off to me, like, because everybody's like, oh, he was like a leader for us, all the things he used to talk about and all that. Everything he's saying is just him copying, like, off of other propaganda he's heard other people spew, like Candace Owens and all these other people. So when he was talking about the pro-black shit, that was just him taking the shit he was hearing Talib and them niggas talk about when they was building in the cypher and putting it in his rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, he's just copying the shit that isn't the wave right now. He's copying hateful shit. He's copying all this shit. And it's I don't know. I don't want to talk in circles, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just so much of it to, like...
Well, I was going to say, does that kind of get to the crux of the problem in terms of social media today? Because I've noticed that a lot of the things that go viral a lot of times is hateful content. You know, that's the stuff that really goes viral nowadays. It's not positive shit. It's not people donating money to charity or working at soup kitchens or even like a random person stopping to change a tire on a road. Like, it's none of that. None of that stuff goes viral. What is it? It's Island Boys. It's this dumb shit. It's just all just negative shit nowadays. And I think this is one of the problems with social media today. And speaking of problems with social media today, we have Elon Musk, who's about to buy Twitter, or
he bought it. He bought it.
Oh,
yo, this is the crazy thing.
Whew.
So Elon Musk bought Twitter, right? And his whole purpose of buying Twitter was to be able to let freedom of speech fly. Like, you know, he doesn't want anything being like censored. He wants you to be able to say what you want. The day he bought Twitter, the use of the N-word increased by 500%. The minute he bought Twitter, everybody just went online like, nigga! Nigga! I've been waiting to say it.
Just to see. I think that was just to see. Let's see if that persists. It's funny. I think everyone's just like, is it done? Is it done? Can I finally say can I finally say what I want?
Well, here's the thing.
Right?
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
You can say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yeah.
And let Kanye be the example. Like, nigga, you can say it.
Yeah.
But just know some shit gonna come with that, bro.
Definitely.
And here's the thing. It's just like, all right, if I own a fucking laundromat and you wanted to go on Twitter and say nigger.
Yep.
You now have the freedom to do that.
Yep.
But don't be mad when you show up the next day and I'm like, bro, you gotta go.
Yep.
And that is what happened with Kanye.
Yep.
Everybody's like, oh, it's because he talked about the Jews. What about when he talked about black people? No. Everybody he worked for got offended by that tweet. You get what I'm trying to say? Everybody that he was in association with got it. So don't come crying now about some like, yo, they're doing this, and that to me. Nigga, if you really wanted to learn from Dame Dash, he would have told your ass to be independent anyway.
That's very true.
So if you wasn't in a rush to work for these motherfuckers, you could have said whatever you wanted to say, and it wouldn't have done shit to you. Granted, I know that Goodwill is wilding, and they're talking about they won't even accept fucking Yeezy sneakers, which I think is a little crazy. But the point is like, bro, don't be. It's not that you're fucking getting everything cut from you. No, you decided to go work for a bunch of people instead of doing it on your own. And you put out a tweet that directly offended all the people that you work for. So if Kanye didn't work for a bunch of people that he decided to group in as an ethnicity group and slander, then we might not have seen these many people cutting ties with him. Now here's the thing, right? It's like, yo, is it that Jews, quote unquote, in his words, are the controlling everything, or did you just want to go sign to a bunch of people of the same ethnicity? You know what I'm saying? Or and not to say that was his goal, but what I'm saying though is like, what came first here, the chicken or the egg? Is it that Jews control everything, or is it that everybody you work for is Jewish, nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know we want to bring it to Elon Musk, but I just thought that was you could kind of see the similarities, how it's like a little bit one and the same there. You know what I mean? My fault about that. But
I mean, I guess in terms of the Kanye thing, I think a lot of people have a problem with like the hypocrisy of certain things. Like, when JP Morgan decides to not do any type of dealings with Kanye West over what he's doing, right, or what he's saying, but then you still allow people like Jeffrey Epstein to still have an account with you, even after all the things that he was involved with. You can't be surprised when people are looking at you like, how? See, because here's the thing that people need to understand. At the end of the day, regardless of what Skechers or JP Morgan or whatever, TJ Maxx, whatever it is, these are still businesses at the end of the day. These businesses do not have no morality. Stop thinking that these businesses make a moral stance. They're not making a moral stance. There is no moral stance here. It's who got money, who got power, who got influence, and how do we benefit from it? Every time.
Yeah, but I also think like Kanye is an entertainer. Now here's the thing. I don't know what Jeffrey Epstein's, background was.
You didn't know?
He goes. No, I know what he did.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about like how he made his money and all that shit. Like, I'm not saying that I don't see a little bit of hypocrisy there. Yeah. I'm not saying that. But this is what I'm saying. It's just that Kanye is popping. Because if you want to keep it a buck, like, whenever entertainers came out and spoke about black people, we got them the fuck up out of here. Like, we got Roseanne the fuck up out of here. It's just Roseanne's not popping like Kanye. Yeah. So it's like, you get what I'm trying to say? We got Dynamis the fuck up out of here. It's just that Dynamis ain't popping like Kanye. Now, mind you, I just think it's a little crazy when the banks do it. But banks are independently owned things, but that, I don't know, that gets a little weird to me. The bank thing did kind of rub me a little funny. Like, the bank thing and the Goodwill thing rub me a little funny. And this nigga Kanye is good. We trying to go on to Elon Musk, and this nigga still got us talking about it. Man. But I mean, the bank shit is a little funny. But here's the thing, right? It's like, I didn't say like, yo, we taking your money. They just like, yo, you can't keep your money here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. That's weird to me.
Isn't that very weird to me? It's like, very weird. And that's what I'm realizing, and that's why I don't look at any of these companies.
That nigga must have bought NBC,
right? I know, but this is why I don't look at when companies try to have a moral stance. I'm trying to look at the bigger picture, because companies really don't have morality. Corporations aren't built like that. They're not built to be these moral instruments. Like, they're just not, and that's part of the reason why I have a problem with this. It's like, it's like, but are you really? Or is it that it doesn't really matter if you sell Yeezys or not, because Yeezys don't make you that much money in reality? Like, does Yeezys make Goodwill that much money? No, but we can get some social clout if we say that we're not taking Yeezys anymore. Now, let's be honest. The majority of people aren't buying Yeezys from fucking Goodwill. So why did you even feel the need to even bring that up as a point?
Yeah, and like, everybody's like, and here's the thing, right? We could get you the fuck up out of here and still use your shit. I'm sorry, like, I'm not saying it's
Adidas
right.
is still going to be selling Yeezys. If you don't think, first off, a lot of the archetypes for Adidas now are based on the Yeezy design. If you think that they're just going to throw that shit away because a rich motherfucker said some offensive shit, Sorry, you don't understand how business in America
They're just
works.
gonna take the head off of it and keep it going. I mean, nigga, they still selling Volkswagens and BMWs. You know what I'm saying? We got Hitler to fuck about it.
IBM's still in business.
I just think that there's something deeper there that we don't know what's going on.
There is, and there always is,
know,
and this is what makes Hollywood weird. This really is, man. I
don't know, man. That Kardashian curse, bro. That shit is real.
They turning my nigga Kanye into Lamar.
I don't know, bro. There's something very, 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 very strange about this.
Yeah,
like I just spent a little bit of time on this podcast, not kicking his back in, but but I've just never seen anything like this before.
No, I've seen this several times.
Really?
I've seen this several times. The first time I seen this...
Who has a bank kicked out before?
No, I've not in terms of a bank, but in terms of... Well, Donald Trump. But in terms...
The bank kicked Donald Trump out?
Yeah, there are certain banks that decided to stop doing business with Donald Trump.
Like, well then, all right. Well then, there we go.
Yeah,
that's all I needed.
Yeah,
I just needed one case.
Yeah.
So then, I think it's par for the course. But you were gonna get to a point. I didn't want to step on.
It's like we're starting to see it more and more. I remember the first time that I've been big on YouTube and watching YouTube for years, at least since 2014. I've stopped messing with traditional television a long time ago, mostly because it's shit. But I remember one of the first big YouTubers that was to get big, and some people in here might remember these people, some, but probably most of you won't. He was a YouTuber called Leafy Is Here, and he was this young, edgy, edgelord white kid who made a bunch of toxic, derogatory content, and he was getting so big that YouTube put him to sleep. And that was the first time ever that a big YouTuber that had gotten to 1 million plus subscribers in a very short amount of time got put to sleep that quickly. And now it's kind of interesting that we see that with YouTube and the Andrew Tate situation and certain other YouTubers that are kind of getting snubbed out. Andrew Tate didn't even have a YouTube, he didn't even have a YouTube page. It was just reposting him. Like, it was just reposting interviews and stuff that he had done. It's kind of crazy. YouTube and the censorship is getting out of hand.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Because, my nigga, there's hoes that sell pussy on Facebook that get kicked off every 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised about the people ending their deals. I'm not surprised about the we're not allowing you to have an account here. Yeah. I'm not surprised about any of that. Because if you fucking killed a cat and put that shit on fucking Facebook or some shit, and you did that enough times, I'm sure.
Well, actually, no. See, and there's an example of that not happening, right? So, all right, there was a point in time where I think it was Logan Paul, right? The Jake Paul brothers, all right? So they went to the suicide forest in Japan, right? So the suicide forest in Japan, it's a very well-known forest where people go to commit suicide. And of course, what was he doing? Being edgy, trying to get footage. And apparently he had gotten footage of someone who had recently killed themselves.
Well, I'm not even this. Like, this is what I'm saying. Each website has community guidelines.
Yes.
When you sign up for these websites, they have community guidelines.
Yes.
I'm not surprised by people getting their accounts taken away. It happens to big people, and when it happens to big people, it's news.
Yes.
I've seen it happen to small people, and it just wasn't news because they were small.
Yes.
That didn't surprise me. Now that I know the story about Donald Trump, it doesn't surprise me with the bank. It's all been seen before. Mm-hmm. What has not been seen before is an interview being treated like fucking child porn. Bro, Google Drive, if you were to upload if you were to go on Google Drive and upload the original footage of the Drink Champs fucking interview, Google Drive will go in and delete it on you and say that they don't support hate speech. This is what I've never fucking seen before. Because you want to know why? I can go pull up a Hitler speech. I can go pull up Ku Klux Klan speeches. I can go pull up fucking I don't think that'll happen if I upload one of those Alex Jones shits where he was going crazy about the school shooter conspiracy. Yeah. We look up conspiracy theories all day.
All the time.
You can find something. I've never seen no shit like that. That is fucking bugged out.
Yeah, that's actually and that's part
that is fucking bugged out.
And that's part of the whole censorship issue that's getting out of hand. It's getting worse and worse,
and
slowly
that
but surely.
Is where Kanye sucks us into where that is why I gotta feel like a little bit is because the homie's black. I'm sorry. That, like, I don't support none of the shit he said. I don't support none of the shit he's done in this. I wasn't feeling nothing since the Trump shit. I was scared on his influence. I've always been a little bit afraid, like, yo, Kanye's the type of nigga that'll have statues and buildings and
Erected
be
in his name.
and be running a dystopia of fucked up ideas from his head where there's civilizations of this shit going down. But that is crazy. I've never seen, like, child porn don't even get treated like that.
But the question is that better than Google doing it? And that's the question that everybody got to start asking themselves. Is it better?
No, the question is, are they doing it, like, what about Kanye makes this?
Well, yeah, well, that's the whole point. They're not doing this equally. They're not doing it. Kanye's gonna be the martyr here. He's gonna be the martyr. He's gonna be the one he's gonna be the sacrificial lamb. They're not doing this evenly, and that's the whole point. So if you have that fear in your mind, the real question is, at this point, what are you more comfortable with? Are you comfortable with the idea of being out in the open, or you are more comfortable with with Google by chance saying, hey, listen, we're not even allowing you to have this content?
I'm not with that. I'm not with the Google part, because that is where we start getting into, like, martial law territory. Well, that is where we start getting into, like, is there freedom of speech?
Yeah. What? Well, 1984. Yeah, George Orwell, 1984. Book burnings and stuff like that, you know. But well,
ignorant.
Well, people, yeah, exactly.
I told you, if you want to know where to get good weed, crack, and pussy, I can tell you. I don't know about 1984. But anyway, fucking here's the thing, my nigga, right? Here's the thing, right? So it's like, you can do what the fuck, like, that's completely different from. All right, remember when I said before, like, yo, you can say what you want, but there's gonna be consequence. Mm-hmm. That is. I don't feel like that's the same thing as Google. I don't feel like Google going in and censoring what you have to say as far as you having something private should be part of that consequence. Yeah. I don't believe that should be there. Yeah. But back in the sense of, to bring it back to Elon and bring it back to what we were saying about, like, you can say what you want, but there's consequences. Like, he has this free speech thing now, right?
Yeah, of course.
And your man Trump is supposed to get his account back. Mm-hmm. Freedom of speech is there. But now all the people that are being like, yo, we're going to give you fucking we're going to give that pay them for ads are saying, yo, we will pull out of Twitter if you give Trump his account back.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen in that sense? Because now this is where freedom of speech is really being tested. Like, and you know what it really boils down to? Mm-hmm. Do y'all really want freedom of speech, or do you want your money?
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't believe that freedom of speech even really exists anymore. I believe that we live in a corporatocracy. I think it's kind of obvious at this point. I think that it's obvious that corporations and their influences on governments and politicians and people, it's outweighing any type of constitutional rights that we may think that we have. And it's only a matter of time until Coca-Cola comes up with a campaign to take away your guns for you motherfuckers to get it. Now, will you guys get it at that point? Probably not. But, you know, it is what it is. I think people think I'm crazy when I say shit like this, but it is what it is.
I think it's even crazy that there's this whole big thing about having, like, a non-censored Twitter, when I have seen some of the wildest porn in the world on Twitter. I didn't even think it was censored. Where do you think porn, like, how much crazier can porn get now that it's not censored? Is it already, like, maxed out? And is it just like, as long as we can beat our dick to it, it's cool. But if you have something to say that offends me, I don't want to see it. Like, what is the balance?
The problem is it's a very slippery slope, because it's like everyone is already going to try to normalize something, right? That's the problem. As the scale gets moved slower and lower down, certain things are going to be lightly more acceptable. And that's what we really are kind of at. Now, I'm going to be honest, we're at a time, especially on Twitter and in terms of, like, sexual content, right? It's like, okay, right? So we live in a society, right now, and this is how weird the lines are, right? So if a 30-year-old dude wants to bang a 21-year-old, we're going to look at the 30-year-old dude like he's weird, right? All right, cool, I get that.
As soon as Leonardo DiCaprio.
Hold on. He's like in his 40s, 50s. But regardless, right? That we're going to look at that as weird. As soon as that 18-year-old girl who was just 17 yesterday wants to start an OnlyFans, oh man, this is fantastic. And it's like, well, what about all the dudes that were just waiting for her to become 18? Like, wait a minute. So it's like, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the scale between, yo, this is acceptable, this is not acceptable, this is exploitative, this is, this is freedom.
So I think what you're saying is, I think, and correct me if you're wrong, but I'm just trying to get. I think what you meant to say was, if you see a 31-year-old dude banging a 17-year-old girl, it looks weird.
No, even a 21-year-old. There are people. I've already heard this opinion from girls that it's just like
I know what you're saying. So wait, what you're saying is, clarify a little bit more what you're saying, because I'm just trying to follow.
I'm clarifying. All right, so if a 30-year-old, right, and let's say a 21-year-old, right, not even 18, right, a 21-year-old want to engage in a consensual relationship, people are going to say that's weird because the guy is so much older than the girl that there's going to be a power imbalance, right? There's going to be a power imbalance there. There's going to be a power dynamic, right? But, however, that same 30-year-old dude, right, can go and pay an 18-year-old for nipple pictures, foot pictures, and all this other shit, as long as homegirl, and we'll call that empowerment. It's a very weird line.
Women empowerment.
Yes, we'll call that women empowerment because that girl is embracing her body.
Well,
right?
I can see them calling the 21-year-old girl dating the 30-year-old girl women empowerment too. I think it really.
But they don't. That's my whole problem. They don't.
I can see. I bet you they do in certain cases.
Don't.
I think it depends on what lens we're looking at it through. Because I mean, if you speak to a feminist.
Yeah.
They're gonna say that or not even just a feminist, but someone that, I think they would look at it and say, well, she's it depends on the 18-year-old. Like, she's very mature for her age. She knows what she wants. She doesn't know what she wants. Or I don't know, but I think there's a deeper point you're making. I don't want to nitpick. I'm just trying to get us, you know what I'm saying?
The deeper point, which comes down to, it's like, all right, it's like the joke that Dave Chappelle said, right? The joke is, how old is 13 really? Remember when he got into the joke of how old is 13 really? When he used the R. Kelly peeing on the chick as an example, but then he also used the 13-year-old kid who power bombed the kid and killed him, and they gave him like life in jail, right? So it's like, how old is 13 really?
So
how old is 13
So what
really?
is the main point of this right now?
The main point is that people have very weird moral inconsistencies.
Got it.
And because people have weird moral inconsistencies in this day and age, there is no line anymore. There's no boundary anymore. It's all over the place. That's why everyone's confused by everything, because there's no line anymore. There's no boundary.
Due to the internet, it's all these different moral compasses are being thrown at us.
All together at one time.
It makes it very weird to just operate in the world.
Yeah.
I do think that is true.
Yeah.
However, I think with the situation with Kanye, though, I think that he made it pretty black and white.
Yeah,
where is this coming from?
Yeah,
where is this coming from?
Yeah, well, no, this is coming from the whole aspect.
Oh wait, with
Elon
the Twitter
Musk
and the Elon. Okay, got it. All right, sorry. That's where I got lost.
I was about to say.
I was trying to, because I know.
Back to Kanye.
No. I saw where you were going, but I'm like, where is this coming from? Because I'm just genuinely confused.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what you're saying is the fact that we can see porn on Twitter.
Yes.
But the fact that we can be upset by what people say on Twitter is, and that can be censored, is because of the moral compass.
It's a very weird moral compass. And I understand that everybody has certain things that they're okay with. Certain people are okay with looking at offensive porn. Certain people are okay with looking at offensive words. But there needs to be some kind of set structure of what is okay and what is not okay. Because if we keep doing things in this free-for-all kind of way, then everything will be okay and nothing will be okay at the same time.
Well, I always think that the internet is just a reflection of the world. I think the world is fucked up because I'm going to keep it real. We didn't have this issue on MySpace.
Yeah. Fact. Shout out to Tom.
Why is this all happening now? Like, bro, I don't remember this being a thing on MySpace. You know, the wildest thing I remember happening on MySpace was like seeing Saddam Hussein be hung. And people being mad when I shared that. You know, that was mind you, I was young as fuck.
Which is kind of odd, you would think, right? You would think because of how many Americans supported us going into Iraq initially, right? After 9/11.
Well, the Democrats were mad at me for sharing it. The Democrats were mad at me for sharing it.
Conservatives loved it.
Yeah, like, bro, I just think the internet is just something that is like, it's just, I feel like as long as there is internet, there's going to be problem. As long as there's internet, there's going to be problem. As long as average people have such a big voice, there's going to be kickback. What I'm saying, I guess what we're trying to figure out though is how should this affect you financially? What should be allowed to not affect you financially? Like, because everybody's opinion could be everybody's opinion, but like, how should this be able to affect your bread?
Yeah,
how
exactly.
should this be able to affect?
And here's the thing: everyone should be able to have a vote on it. Everyone should be able to have an opinion on it. Everyone should be able to have an idea. And like I say, man, vote with your wallet. Everyone should be able to vote with your wallet. My problem with voting with your wallet is that money at this point, because it's like, let's say I want to buy some Marvel shit, but I don't really give a fuck about supporting Disney. Well, I don't really have a choice. If I want to buy some Marvel shit, I automatically, that bread gotta go through Disney. And that's kind of a big problem with everything being consolidated now.
Well, I look at it as like, enjoy
man.
what you enjoy, because there's blood on all your money.
Facts.
You feel me? Don't tell me I can't listen to R. Kelly when Andrew Jackson is still on the $20 fucking bill. At least R. Kelly's in fucking jail. Yeah. So I can, and he don't own his catalog. So if I want to listen to I Wish, I'm gonna listen to I Wish. I got a daughter. I don't want her nowhere near a nigga like R. Kelly. You feel what I'm trying to say? That money from this fucked up ass nigga is going to somebody's pocket.
Well, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
We're not gonna get into the argument because that is a whole complex issue.
Why do I have deja vu? Why do I feel like we did this already on this?
We definitely did.
Why do I do this every podcast?
Like, stop, because you just be ranting. Because you just be ranting about random shit. Like, stay on topic.
No, I'm on topic, bro. That is where I got to draw the line. Because this is what I'm saying. It goes back to what you're saying of, all right, well, with the problem that you have with voting with your pocket.
Yeah.
Because you said, all right, if I want to buy some Marvel, you know what I'm saying? I may not necessarily want to support Disney. What I'm saying is that life is too short for that. You're going to drive yourself crazy if you think like that. Because, nigga, if we're really going to go down the line of this moral compass, the dollars that we spend have some fucked up people on it.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? So that's what I meant by like, all right, don't tell me what I can listen to.
Yep.
Don't tell me what I can engage in. I happen to use R. Kelly as an example.
Yeah.
But the point is don't tell me what I can indulge in when you're not about to stop spending money and stop living in these certain circumstances because there's blood attached to it. There's blood on every fucking thing you do.
Yep.
And that was my point about it. So it wasn't just me ranting. I just always feel like I end up bringing R. Kelly into this shit.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't fuck with Kells. But the point is, though, is like, there's no way fucking around it. Unless you're about to fucking plant your own food, you know what I'm saying? Unless you living like a Native American, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's blood on everything we do, especially in this country.
Yeah,
There's
man.
blood on every dollar we spend. So I don't think that you could be more. That's what ties back to the point that I'm making here. I don't think you could be moral. You can have a moral compass with your dollar. I don't think so. That's my opinion. I do not think you can have a moral compass with your dollar.
And going back and bringing it all full circle, in a corporatocracy, you can't.
You can't. It's impossible.
Can't do it.
It's impossible. You know what I'm saying?
Can't do
and on top of that, niggas in our country is not living on the front lines like you see in different countries.
Oh, no.
You go to other countries. I was just talking to my man. He's from Israel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out my homie. He's like, bro, everybody in Israel, every man has to go serve the military.
Yes. Yeah, it's mandatory.
You got what I'm trying to say?
Man and woman.
You go look at some of the countries in the Middle East. These motherfuckers is dying for the shit that they believe in their country. We not even out there like we in our crib trying to act like we're making a difference by searching. We not willing to die about this shit. Yeah. Everybody's gonna sit back. They're gonna drink the Starbucks. They're gonna eat the McDonald's. They're gonna fucking watch the Netflix. They're gonna watch the Jeffrey Dahmer. Everybody is going to have blood on their hands as long as they're in this country. So nobody out there can act like I don't think anybody in this country has a right to act like they're better than anyone else based on how they spend their bread and how they do this.
And
now,
what they choose
I
to
will
support?
say though, and what they choose to support. However, buy black. That is what I will say. Shout out my, black-owned companies. But that aside, and even that is not morally, because you could be buying black. But look, even if you're black and you own a t-shirt company, there's a little nigga in China making the t-shirts. I don't give a fuck if you're not employing him to do that. Yeah. At what point can you not have blood on your money? And I think it's impossible in this country.
And that's a lot of it is based on the fact that a lot of things aren't made domestically anymore. Everything is kind of globalized. We live in a globalized economy where we buy shirts from Vietnam or Taiwan or whatever and get them sent over here because we don't have anything. There was a point in time, maybe in the early 1800s where you could get, and I think that's kind of what's nice about like. I want to say that's kind of what's nice about the variety of new weed vendors that are popping up, because a lot of these weed vendors are at least dealing with people that they know, but a lot of them aren't. And it's a very weird time right now. It's a very weird time right now to be an American. It's a very weird time to be patriotic.
Even that, there's blood on that. You're gonna go buy your
man.
soil from Home Depot.
Yeah,
You're gonna
man.
go buy your, you know what I'm saying?
You know.
These niggas ain't out in the fucking. These niggas ain't like in Jamaica where they're
Yeah.
fucking planting on hills that have a downward stream that they're funneling it through. Nah, you're gonna shop some. Even that. Nigga, just to go buy the little shit that you digging up your shit with. Home Depot probably got blood on its money. Bro, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. So there's no right to act like anybody is morally sound when it comes to find just money. Somewhere down the line, I can find somebody in the contribution to this dollar being spent that died for it. Point blank, period.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
This was a divisive ass podcast, this episode.
Yeah, man.
And that's the thing. Y'all niggas fucking up our podcast. I mean, we don't get twisted. It's a good podcast, but like, we don't want to talk about this shit.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
I think we about to go back to talking about conspiracy theories, niggas. This
That's
shit
a
is
fact.
real. Y'all niggas, I haven't laughed this whole podcast, nigga. Like, yo, dog, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, let's go back to our old formula and sum up what happened in the month. I see why we left this shit alone, bro. Cause yo,
man.
look at this shit. Look at this shit. You know what? I actually apologize to some of y'all niggas because we supposed to be taking your mind off of some of this shit.
Yeah,
but
man.
what the fuck else happened this month? Like, really? Like,
Yeah.
I think we got to bring back the Florida man topics.
Yeah, fact.
I feel like it was a much simpler time on this podcast when we did
When we had the
Florida man topics. Yeah, I think it was a much simpler time,
man.
bro.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Now I can't be mad at the girls for wearing the same Halloween outfit twice because it's like at least I'd rather talk about that.
I'd
You know what I'm
rather
saying? Like,
talk about them titties, them titties. I'd rather talk about you wearing the same Harley Quinn outfit 2 years in a row. Talk about you little monster, you little thottler, and I like it. I like it. All right,
we went a
man.
little minute for this one. How long we did on
Yeah,
this one?
bro.
We did 1 hour and 22.
Yeah, man.
Not to mention the vlog in there. Listen, we
Yeah,
gave
man.
you y'all money worth. We missed y'all on the month of what was it? The October
on the
15th.
We missed you on the 15th.
Y'all on the 15th. But fuck y'all. I'm be real. Fuck you, nigga.
All right.
You don't do this podcast.
All right. Listen, I ain't gonna say fuck you
No, I'm
because y'all
joking,
have been
I'm
down
joking.
with us forever. Y'all been down since day one. But
Wait.
what?
We gotta give a round of applause because we asked for it. We asked for it every episode. We asked. We got it. We haven't said shit yet.
What?
We cracked over 100 fucking subscribers.
Oh man, we got over 100. Oh man. Oh man. Y'all are the best, man. Y'all are the best. And
The minute we got 100, we didn't even drop the episode we supposed to.
I know, man.
So like, yo, it's like, yo, we gonna act like we don't know y'all when we get to 1,000.
Exactly, right?
Like, oh, we
Brand new.
monetized, nigga.
We real brand new now. But listen, I wanna humbly say and express to you guys, man, thank you for getting us to 100. I mean, the next step is obviously 500. That's what we're trying to get to. It's a constant progression, and y'all have been rocking with us, man, for about a year now, man, and I appreciate it because we've been going through a lot. You know, we started off in a certain studio. Now we here doing what we doing, and now we're giving out interviews and content that y'all
Shit,
like,
we
and we're
started
gonna
out
keep
on a
going.
certain podcast. At one point, we want to keep it real.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
This
We had to
ain't
leave that.
this ain't the boys first. This ain't the boyos first. It's not the first.
We ain't,
you know?
we more than average. That's why. You
That-
feel me? We
that's a
couldn't
fact.
Stay average too long.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying?
Listen,
Give
man.
me some, man. Give me some.
Of course, man. But as always, if you appreciate the content, if you like the content, if you love the content, and we know you do because y'all been liking my shit for like the last 3-4 weeks of the same thing. Remember to subscribe to One ODM Show on YouTube. All right, link in the bio. We always got episodes linking to the YouTube channel. All right, and thank you once again, man. I'm Chris Comedy, and why?
I just want to say, you called me a nigger on Twitter. Like, I'm gonna see you about that. And if y'all niggas go out and vote for Kanye, it's a problem. I'm alright.
Yeah, that's definitely a waste of a vote.
And I'm listening to R. Kelly after this. I'm sorry.
All right, well, you know, he's definitely gonna make himself a nice bath, nice scented bath. All right, but as always, man, we are out of here. First of the month show.
Signing off. It's your boy Frank motherfucking Mucus.
And thank you guys once again, man. You'll be hearing from us real soon.
You'll be hearing from my fucking lawyers.